Black Eye version 1.1 has some cool new features, and this video is about one of them called the cross camera. And this is a brand new camera, and what it does is it sets a relationship between a camera and two subjects. So if you look at these two people here, there's a ray between their pelvises, and there's an angle heading, and the camera goes at the end. And you've got controls over distance, which you can see aggressively done here. And you've got controls over the height. And then you've got a control for the heading. So look at this. This guy picks up the other one. And the camera is always maintaining this heading between the two characters. You can change the heading, move it behind, and it'll always keep that relationship. So here's a good example. Look at when the one guy pulls forward, the camera swings. So it always maintains that angle between those two objects. And those two objects can be anything. They can be bones on a character. They could be two different things. So look at this example. It's like a dialogue shot. We're doing it over the shoulder. Adjusting the look at to get the composition right. You can see it made one head have a larger bounding volume. Now this camera is always going to do an over the shoulder no matter what these two people do. And you can see if the far guy pulls forward, the camera will swing behind. So you can set up dialogue shots where you're always getting the perfect amount of overlap. Okay, here's how to set it up. Go to place actor, drop a cross camera in the scene. There it is. And you can see into the perpendicular follow, there's two subjects, 1 and 2, A and B. So we're going to pick A, the left person, B, the right person, and boom, automatically defaulted to 90. So we're doing a perpendicular shot on the two. And you can adjust the distance, you can adjust the height. You can see the composition's not great yet. We're going to fix that. And here's the heading. Okay, so let's change it. Instead of off their root, we're going to do it off their pelvis. Just gets a little bit of a cleaner angle sometimes, depending on how the characters are animated. And let's fix their look at. So I'm going to add another look at subject. So we're tracking 2. So we're now composing on both. Let's do a little dynamic FOV. Let's adjust the size. And watch this. We spin the heading around and the distance, and we're just always going to get that shot. Let's fix the frame a little bit here, move it in. And there's the heading. You can see we're spinning. Now we're going to add a little bit of location damping. That's the damping of the camera. I'm going to talk about that a bit more. There we go. We got a shot. Let's fix the look at. It's pumping a little bit. The FOV damping needs to be a bit higher. Boom. It's always going to maintain that heading. It's following those two people. It's done. This is important. It's a little bit more complicated. So look at this. I've turned all the damping off. There's no orientation damping. There's no location damping. And look how brittle the camera is. It's like hard pinned to the angle, hard pinned positionally. And if we put in rotation damping, the camera is still positionally constrained, but the angular damping is there. So you can see it's rotating in a very goopy, viscous manner. That's orientation damping. And they're decoupled from positional damping. And there's a lot of reasons for this. And you'll see you need both. So let's fix that, turn that damping down. You can see though, the position is still locked. Just the angular damping is there. Okay, so now let's just make that a bit smaller. And let's add some location damping. 1's a lot. So now you can see that little orange angle. That's the arm. Now we've got a damping between the camera and the arm. So you've got 2. You've got a angular rotation damping, and then you've got a position damping, which is how the camera is being dampened to the end of that arm. So with both of these, you can create a lot of different behaviors. You can have a little bit of angular damping and a lot of positional damping, or vice versa. And depending on what you're tracking and how much it's spinning around, you'll need both. It's a little bit of a balancing act though. So we're just going to dial in these numbers a little bit more. Less is more very often on damping, especially if it's active. Look at that. Worked pretty well. New Black Eye 1.1. Thanks for watching.